what I'm giving them is I have to be completely selfless in it. The pain that it hurts me is nowhere near what it would be doing to them if I didn't help them. So there's a huge fulfillment in seeing dogs through their end of life, giving them that. Yeah. So it's difficult, but it's very fulfilling work.
This is Grounded in Granite, where every person and every place has a story to tell. I'm Jason Schreiber. Welcome to today's episode of Grounded in Granite. I have traveled to Epsom, New Hampshire, and I am here at Old Dogs Go to Helen.
I even wore that.
And this is, oh, look at the shirt. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
We'll get you one.
Okay, all right, that sounds awesome. Yeah. So this is Helen St. Pierre. This is her home. This is her dog sanctuary for senior dogs, dogs on hospice, and other animals, special needs animals. I mean, she's doing amazing things. This is a really special place. And so I just wanted to learn more about what you're doing here. And so we have,
dogs everywhere.
There are dogs everywhere. There's 15 dogs in this room, and they are so well behaved and all seem to get along like a family.
Yes, they are.
A family here.
We're a retirement home. I mean, they're basically, they support each other a lot through what they do.
Yeah. So Helen, I guess explain exactly what you do here and when you started this, and because obviously there are people who know what you're doing.
Yes,
you're
but
taking in dogs.
To a lot of people.
I had it's new to me. So and this and
that's Pixel,
and this is Pixel here. Look at Pixel.
And I have Nora.
Isn't she Nora and Pixel? And she is just,
she loves everybody.
They all seem so friendly. And So
I started my career, I actually have a dog training business in Concord. So I started my career in the shelters 23 years ago. When I first started working with dogs, I started at a very old school shelter, which was very high kill. And what that means is like they would euthanize for space, sometimes on a daily basis.
Oh, wow.
And what I noticed was that euthanasias of senior dogs or special needs dogs or dogs that have been there for a long time tended to be like the first ones to go. And that work really stayed with me for a long time after I left the shelter and started training. So I dedicated a lot of my time to local shelters, treating their dogs, fostering. And it was after my senior dog passed, he passed at 15, that I missed having a senior dog in the house so much. So I said to the shelters, if you get a senior old dog in that needs help, email me and I'll take it in.
Okay.
And of course, 24 hours later, they had a little senior dog in, and we basically brought him back to life. He felt great. And then he passed 6 months later. And I wanted to do it again. And it was a snowball effect. It really grew organically. It's just once people realize that there is a place that is an in-between between going to shelters, and this is no detriment to shelters. They do the best they can.
Right, yeah.
But, and it's not necessarily a home where the dog is one-on-one, but a lot of people have a hard time finding homes for people who want senior dogs that are incontinent or have medical issues. We're the in-between for that. We're a place for these dogs to go where they're not isolated. They get the medical care that they need, and they get advocated for a good end of life.
Okay. So they sort of just will live out their
whatever their time is.
Final
here.
days will be here. And their days could be years, right?
Sometimes.
For some of them
Nora's been here for over a year.
Okay.
Our average length of stay is 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always say to people, like when they drop off dogs or when we get dogs and they're like, oh, he's in great health, he'll be fine. I'm like, don't say anything because we never know. We really never know. We've had some dogs that we thought would be here for a long time pass fairly quickly. And then we've had some that have come in terrible shape and they've lasted a really long time.
And they don't get adopted out.
We do not adopt out.
They just come here and this is where they're going to be.
There's been exceptions where if we get a dog that we were told was hospice is no longer hospice, or we realize actually has a lot more life to give, we'll transfer them to another facility to adopt out.
Yeah.
But we don't adopt out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some of the conditions that the dogs have? Some of them have some pretty significant
I mean,
ailments.
It's just like people in old age. We're dealing with metabolic conditions, renal failure, liver issues, Cushing's disease, things like cancer, cognitive decline, orthopedic decline, sometimes a combination of all of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how do you do this with, you've obviously, you've got a little bit of a crew. I've seen a few people here. So
Yes,
how, I mean,
yes.
do you have like volunteers
We
or what
have
do you?
a very wonderful, close-knit group of volunteers,
Okay.
that are dedicated to what we do. This is
Mm.
something that when we are taking on volunteers, we explain to them, you might come one week
Hmm.
and there's a couple of dogs you fall in love with, and then you may come the next week and a couple of those dogs have passed.
Yeah.
So you have to be okay with
Yeah.
what that's like.
Yeah.
So we have wonderful volunteers, and then we have Megan, who you've seen, who is our volunteer coordinator and is my fundraising guru and basically the jack of all trades here
Mm.
in my right hand. And then it's my husband and I and our
Mm.
girls. So we're very small. This is
Mm.
our home. We do this. We're not a giant facility,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
We've always been tempted sometimes to make it larger, but we don't want to lose the integrity of these dogs feeling like they're in a living room
Right.
with
Right.
us.
So, I mean, how many can you take here? Do you have to turn some away at
We have
some
a wait
point?
list. So what we
Okay.
do is we'll
Mm.
say, we are full right now, but we can take you in a week or 2 weeks. I mean, we have a
Hmm.
very
Yeah.
significant revolving door because they're senior animals.
Mm.
So we've had wait lists of upwards of 5 to 6 dogs, and then we'll lose a couple of dogs and we'll take those
Mm.
dogs. It really, but we hit our max at like 14 to 15. Although we've
What?
had some times where we've only had 9, and I'm like, we're not taking any more
Yeah.
because these are really difficult, complex medical cases.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you rely on what donate? Do you get
Public
donations?
donations, yeah. When we first started doing this, I did it all via my credit card, um,
Yikes.
and yeah, which my
That's a
husband was
costly endeavor.
yeah, but we were only doing like 1 or 2 dogs at a
Okay.
time,
Yeah.
and then the public started to say, "We would love to help you with
Hmm.
this. We'd love to give you some funding."
Yeah.
So we became a charitable foundation, and then we had a really wonderful attorney, um, Kevin, step in and say, "I would love to help you become a 501(c)(3) free of
Okay.
charge," and
Hmm.
they gave us that pro bono, and
Hmm.
so we've been a 501(c)(3) now for 4 years,
Hmm.
but we've been doing this for up to 8.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
What's the most challenging part of this? I mean,
The public
it's
the
yeah,
public, I'd say. I mean, I
really.
love the public for the support, the
Hmm.
supportive public, but then you deal with a lot of people that are gonna have a hard time accepting end of life and what hospice is can sometimes. Um,
So,
Most people are incredibly understanding, but a lot of
hmm.
people will struggle with, um what it's like to surrender a senior dog, what that
Mm.
can do for the senior dog's stress level,
Yeah.
medical conditions, and that
Hmm.
we do everything we can, but we also won't compromise their quality of life
Hmm.
simply for more time, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're always looking at quality of life,
Hmm.
not quantity.
And the people that are surrendering them, like they just have various situations that make it too challenging for them
Yeah,
to be able to
yeah, it
maintain
really
them at home.
depends. I mean, we have people. A lot of our surrenders are people who have their parent has passed away. This was their senior dog and they can't take the dog.
Yeah.
So, we are a place
Mm.
for that dog to go. Then we have
Mm.
some people that are moving and they don't want to put the dog through a transition of a cross country move.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it's for various reasons.
Yeah.
And we always say, like, we have no judgment. We just want the dog to be
Yeah.
safe.
Right.
We don't require a fee to surrender your dog.
Mm.
There's nothing involved that way. We just want
Mm.
to make sure the dog gets what they need.
Mm. Mm. Okay. And we were saying, so they all tend to get along
Yes. Yeah,
pretty
they're a
well. I
retirement
mean,
community.
but as you
Yes.
said, they do sometimes have little arguments
Yes. Oh, 100%. Just like senior citizens.
as senior citizens
Yes,
would.
100%. And we'll just
But
but I tell people it's kind of like watching whales argue. Like it's just sort of this like, get out of my way.
yeah,
So now you move.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then they're fine.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah.
But we're really particular when they come here, they have to be good with dogs and
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
because we want them to be successful.
Mm.
We don't want to just house dogs. We want
Hmm.
them to have a space that they can hang out and enjoy the
Hmm.
company of one another.
Hmm.
So we wouldn't take a dog that isn't good with other dogs because that
Mm.
wouldn't be fair to them.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. What's been the most difficult medical situation you've had with a dog so far over the? Can you think of? I mean, which one has one that is missing a leg? Oh, that's
Nora,
Nora
Nora,
is
Nora
missing.
only has 2
Nora.
back legs, and
Okay.
she's missing.
Well,
She
she's
basically has 1 1/4 legs, but
okay.
she was born this way.
She was born that way.
Yes, she was
Okay.
born this way. I mean, I think the complex medical issues that we really struggle with are things like diabetes,
Mm.
metabolic issues that you have to stay on top of, but that can turn on a dime. And
Mhm.
then neurological or seizure disorders are very
Mhm.
complex as well,
Yeah.
because you just need to be you need to try to always be a step ahead and making sure that you're meeting all the needs to make sure everything stays the way
Mhm.
it needs to.
Yeah.
Um, and I think those are the ones where I will be doing all the things and it can still be a losing battle. And
Mhm.
that's where I have to remind myself, like, I can't, I'm
Mm.
I'm not bigger than this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to sometimes learn to be like, it's okay. It's the
Yeah.
end of their life. This
Mhm.
is how things go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you obviously get attached.
A very
So
attached.
how, I mean, that's got to be difficult
Yeah, very.
when you have to say goodbye
Yes.
to these dogs.
Um, you know, people will say, "Oh, I could never do it. I could never do it." And I'm at the point where I'm like, "Well, how could I not?" Because I
Mhm.
know what ends up with a lot of these dogs if we don't take them in.
Mhm.
If they end up in a shelter and they are isolated and,
Mm.
again, shelters do the best they can, but they may not
Yeah.
be able to get them in for medical care as quickly as they need and all of that.
Mm.
What I look at is what I'm giving them
Mm.
is I have to be completely selfless in it. The
Mm.
pain that it hurts me is nowhere near what it would be doing to them if I didn't help them. So,
Mm. Mm.
um, there's a huge fulfillment in seeing dogs through their end of life,
Yeah.
and giving
Yeah.
them that.
Yeah.
So, it's difficult, but it's very fulfilling work.
Mhm. Yeah. I was gonna say, what's the most rewarding?
It's
I mean, it's just
knowing
yeah.
Yeah, it's knowing that they didn't pass with someone they didn't know,
Mhm.
that they had a really good end of life, that
Mm.
they experienced joy and watched Disney movies and the heated
Mm.
beds, like they had a really good end of life, good
Mhm.
sunset, so to speak.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk about the cost to run this
Oh my
place? So,
God.
I mean, you rely on donations. I mean,
Yes.
it's got, yeah,
It's
it's
very
a lot.
expensive.
Yeah.
I think the last time I calculated, I think our overhead monthly is around $15,000 to $16,000. So that includes
Wow.
the overhead of
Okay.
just running, and, gas, like all of those things,
Yeah.
but then medical care and costs. I mean,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
average end of life cost is around $600. So if we take in 10 to 12 dogs a month,
Mm.
those dogs all need to be seen by a vet
Mhm.
initially. So initial vet costs can be 2 to 300.
Mhm.
Then if we have 3 to 4 dogs that we are losing each week,
Mhm.
those costs mount up very, very quickly. Yeah.
So, are you getting the donations in to support on a regular basis, or do
Yes.
you need to? Are you always putting pleas out?
We are always putting pleas out. I had to get comfortable with doing that. I
Yeah.
hated the plea part,
Mhm.
especially as a business owner on the
Mm.
side where I don't have to do that.
Mm.
Or as a for-profit business on the side that I've had for
Mm.
23 years, going to nonprofit was a jarring experience for me because I had to ask.
Mm.
And it really depends on the season. This time of year we tend to be okay because giving season just ended,
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, Christmas time,
Mhm.
that tends to be good. But when we get to spring, summer, that's where we're like, hey, we might need a little bit of extra help. But
Mhm.
Megan's fantastic. We do fundraisers. We always
Mm.
have something fun, raffle baskets, all of that.
And, how many are you generally bringing in a month? Did
Can be
did you
anywhere
say
from 10 to 12
a
dogs a month.
a month?
Yeah. And we lose around 10 to 12 a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a lot.
That is a
It's a lot.
lot.
Yeah, and we get dogs
That's
in that come in and they are only with us for a couple of days. We have
oh
dogs
my
that come in that are
gosh.
with us for a couple of weeks. It really depends on the scenario. We have our staples, like we have dogs
Mm.
like Nora, who's doing great. And
Yeah.
Kat. The dogs that you're seeing here are some of our dogs that are doing really,
Oh
really
my
well.
gosh.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
when you deal with senior and hospice, it's
Mm.
always a question of at any moment that things can change and shift.
Mm.
So our veterinarian
Wow.
colleagues are our best friends.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize how quickly you are the
The
turnover
turnover.
is here,
And
so
that's listen,
wow.
that's average.
Yeah.
There are some months where we get maybe only 2 or 3 in and we
Yeah.
haven't lost anybody.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Hmm.
but the more popular and well-known we've
Mm.
become,
Yeah.
the more we've actually been getting dogs that are very close to the end of the life that
Mm.
shelters or rescues will say,
Mm.
please just give them a good however long. And
Mhm.
we do what we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
When I went
It's
into this, I said, "I'm not gonna cry during this thing, so don't make me cry," and oh my gosh, it was just the thought of how many
yes,
dogs here.
it's
Well,
very
that's just
difficult,
absolutely amazing
but
what
it's
you're
part of
yeah.
part of the work,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I try really hard. You know, I've actually been learning a lot about disenfranchising grief. I've
Mm,
tended to say, oh, well, Helen, I signed up for this.
yeah.
I'm not allowed to be that sad.
Mm,
But I'm making it a point now to give myself time each day to
mm,
process because
mm,
it's difficult when you have this many, you have a loss. I have to come back and I get right back to work. So I
mhm,
don't have a chance to really process those losses.
mhm.
I'm making it a point if I want to stay and do this for longer that I have to make sure I take time for that.
So what, I mean, what sort of process did you go through mentally to be able to kind of convince yourself that you could do this on the scale you're doing it and be able to deal with the emotional kind of roller coaster of this type of
It's a great
work? I
question.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was having more than one. When I had one at a time and they would pass,
Yeah.
it was much harder
Yeah.
because the loss felt a lot more
Mm,
profound.
mm,
Once I took 2, 3, 4 at a time and I would lose one, I still had the care of the others. And what I
mm,
found was the companionship that they give each other throughout that
right.
was a buffer for them and it was a buffer for me.
Mm,
So by having multiple, it
that makes
actually is
sense.
easier
Yeah.
for me than doing one at a time, which
Hmm.
it sounds crazy, but I see the
Yeah.
difference in it when I do hospice puppies. When I only have one hospice puppy at a time and that hospice puppy passes, I feel a much greater profound loss.
Mm,
Not to say that I love them more than the oldies, but because they're usually one at a time and it
mm,
just feels
mm,
much more stark, I
hmm.
guess, than when I have a bunch of them that force me to continue doing the care.
Now you've got a puppy
Yeah,
over
that's
here. What's
little murmur.
well, I don't know if you can. We can't see.
If
Well,
I
we'll make sure we
Okay,
get
get
an
some
image up
pictures.
there.
Yes.
And what's the name?
His name is Murmur.
His murmur. Oh,
Yes,
because he's got a
because
heart
he's got a
murmur.
very bad heart murmur and a heart defect.
And
Yes.
he's how old?
He's only 4 months old now.
So his life expectancy is
We don't
just
know.
not
The vet said he could live till tomorrow. He could
okay.
live a year. We're actually taking him in for a cardiac specialist next week.
Mhm.
We'll do all of the imaging needed and everything. And we'll basically see what they say. But,
Mm,
hospice puppies are a different kind of weight
mhm.
because at least with the olders, we know they've had, for many of them, a good life up
Right.
until this point.
Yeah.
For the hospice puppies, it can feel like they didn't even get a chance.
Mm,
So we try our best to give them a really good quality of life.
mhm. And so the facility you have, so they basically, this is sort of like their home,
This is their
this
house.
room,
Yeah.
it's like a lovely living room for
Yes,
them
one
that
level, and they've got
they go
indoor-outdoor
outside
access.
and
Yep, no
okay.
stairs, it's all a ramp.
Mhm.
They've got their heated beds and their fireplace and their Disney movies
They went
play.
we got yeah, Nemo.
Nemo.
Looks like Nemo's been on
Nemo's
Nemo
on.
on.
Yep. They
Can't go
have
wrong with
they literally
Nemo.
just live like little kings and queens,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
food down. They have a prescription diet that's down all the time. That's a huge cost because we
Mhm,
feed a prescription diet that everybody can eat.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, they this is their this and it steps away from our front door. The
Mm.
reason we did it this way is I used to do it in my living room, and when you're
Oh,
dealing with incontinent seniors,
that's tough.
and children, there was a lot of
Mhm,
poop and pee.
mm.
And I was like, this is not fair for my quality of life. And I felt like I was micromanaging them. And so when we decided to go bigger, we actually purchased this property just for this so
Oh,
that they would have their own space.
so you didn't start out
Oh no,
here
we started at our home in Bow in
in
our
Bow.
living
Okay,
room. Yes.
okay,
Well, actually, even before that, we started in Loudon. My that was when we've got our first little hospice dog in,
okay, so that was all right, I
like
see.
8 years ago now.
You've been here for how long
3
here in
years.
Epsom? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
three
yeah, yeah,
years.
yeah. Um, so what's a typical day like? I mean, you must start out do these guys, are they all rearing to go at 5 in the morning or what?
I wouldn't say they're raring to go, but the pee pads need to be changed by
Yeah,
5 a.m.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So these giant
Yeah,
pads
we got
here,
yeah,
we change those out every single day.
yeah.
Well, I found that it's the best way to control smell and keep things hygienic for them and all of that when you're dealing with incontinence. So we're in here by
Oh,
5 a.m.
yeah,
We clean up everything.
okay.
Everything gets a clean. We get new bedding. We have an incredible laundry service that comes twice a week that
Hmm,
picks up our washing and then returns it to us.
mhm,
And then we're in and out of here every hour, 2 hours throughout
mm,
the day until
mm,
about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
okay.
And that includes volunteers,
Mhm,
or like Megan coming in. We do our meds rounds
mm,
and all of that stuff.
mm,
So
okay.
they they literally have 24/7 room
Mm.
service catering too.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. So what do you, I guess, enjoy the most about what you do? I mean, you know, what you're doing is just amazing work and that you're giving them the
It doesn't
best life they can have
I try, yes. I
until,
feel it feels strange when people say it's amazing because to me, it just at this point, it feels like this is necessary. We
yeah,
found how needed this
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But I think the part I enjoy the most is watching, especially dogs that have come from negative circumstances. So one that you can actually see in the background, Harry, he's on that bed, the little black
Harry's
and
on
white.
the bed.
Yep.
Oh, there, he's sound asleep.
If you look on Facebook, he came to us literally covered in matting,
Oh,
dreadlocks, feces.
oh,
We got him in immediately. We've had him shaved. He's on pain meds and
oh.
he's starting to dog. He's coming up,
Hmm.
he's moving, and he may not have long,
Okay.
but he's having the best end
Hmm.
for it, you
How
know.
old is he? Did you?
We think he's anywhere between 12 and 14. We honestly don't know.
Okay.
We really
Okay.
don't know. But those are the most enjoyable ones where you go, "Oh
Hmm.
my god, buddy, you feel better."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
feel better
Mm-hmm,
and you're
mm-hmm,
happy. And
mm.
even with owner surrenders that are surrendered to us and they're really depressed for a minute and then they start to come around and go, "All right, this place is
Mm.
actually pretty great."
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. Wow. Uh, no, do you have plan? What do you see for the future? Are you just going to keep doing what
We're
you're
keep
doing? Do you
doing what
have
we're doing.
no
We stay
expansion
stable.
plan?
No. It's really funny because I'm that type of person where I always want to do more, be
Yeah.
bigger,
Yeah.
do more.
Yeah.
And I realized that that's not what I want to do. We
Well.
don't want to interfere with the integrity and the one-on-one that these guys get.
Mm-hmm,
What we do want though more is more people understanding or advocating for senior or hospice dog adoption so
mm-hmm,
that we
mm-hmm,
don't have to take them all.
mm-hmm.
If more people were willing to open their homes to a dog
Mm.
that they might only have for 6 months,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that would be huge
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
for us.
Okay. And so your husband, he kind of part of this
Oh, 100%.
too. So
Yes.
this, yeah, yeah.
Yes, he's
He was
very much a part of it. I
on
mean,
board with this idea from the
well, I
beginning,
think
or no?
I was just like, well, basically, it was in the brochure when we got married that I was an animal fanatic. I mean, he
Oh,
knew that.
okay.
So after Merlin passed, and I said, I'm going to bring home this senior dog, and he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, I said, I think I'm going to bring home another one, and he said, okay.
Yeah.
And then the problem was is that they kept getting bigger, and after one very large senior pit bull that we took in called Sarge that he had to help me lift because this was before we had ramps
Yeah.
or anything. He said, "Can the next one be smaller? Like, I'm fine with continuing this, but the next one be smaller." And I said, "Sure, honey." And then I brought home 100-pound senior bull mastiff mix that could
Oh
barely
boy.
walk. So he's
Oh.
just accepted that this
Yeah.
is the way that it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, he's wonderful. I
Yeah.
couldn't do this without, and so are my children. They're on board
Yeah.
with
Okay.
what we do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, 100%. Yeah. It's been one of the best sister things I've done for myself as a dog trainer to have
Mm.
this because it keeps perspective for me so much when
Mm.
people are complaining about their puppy chewing or their dog
Mm.
being excited or jumping. I'm like,
Yeah.
we don't have them nearly long enough.
Mm-hmm.
We can
Yeah.
appreciate some of the small stuff,
Mm.
you know? So it's really helped ground me a little bit in that work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, Helen, you were concerned about barking if we set up in this room, and I haven't heard one
No.
bark. So these are the most well-behaved.
Well,
Oh my.
until we
Well,
open
until
the door,
yes, until we
right.
open the
If
door,
we open the door, then all
they want
bets
to
are
greet,
off.
and yeah.
Yes.
So no, so it's been.
But they're an old folks' home, you
But
know,
they're-
like they get excited for about 5 minutes
Yeah.
and then now they're going to nap probably for the rest of the day.
Yeah. 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 Oh gosh. And so again, no plans to expand. What you're doing now is a good size.
We want to stay
manageable
where we're at. Yes.
for you, and yeah.
And just continue working with our rescue partners that are fantastic at supporting us or sending
Mhm.
us dogs and advocating for senior and hospice dog adoption,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you know.
What were some of the other conditions? I think we touched on a little
Yeah.
bit that you have currently
Okay,
here.
so
The
we
conditions that some of these dogs.
Cushing's, cognitive decline,
Okay.
blind and deaf, heart failure, diabetes.
Okay.
I think renal failure, but we have to confirm that. So
Okay.
really, you name it. All the different issues that you can have is.
Now, what's Pixel's? What?
Pixel does not have any. So there are 3 dogs in here that are what we would call staples.
Okay.
So Minnow and Splenda are the 2 little Papillons. Now they are my personal dogs. They're 2 years old.
Okay.
And what I realized from doing this, was that one thing that made a huge difference to the quality of life for some of these oldies was to have some
Right. Yeah.
younger dogs around that
Yeah.
they could play with that would
Okay.
be staples for the volunteers.
Mhm.
And so Minnow and Splenda do that.
Okay.
Pixel, we rescued at 5 years old from a really awful hoarding case.
Okay.
She's now 9 and she has terrible arthritis in her both of her knees.
Okay.
Oh, she's fine.
She's shaved.
Yeah, she's a
Is that?
Chinese crested. That's actually just part
Oh,
of her
that's just how
breed.
she is.
Yes, no,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not a
I s-
medical condition.
So she's just. Oh.
She's just, yes, I know. It's like holding a
Okay.
hairless cat.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, what
yeah.
is this? But she
I-
stays in here because she gets so sore in the cold. So we keep her in here and she
Okay.
has a blast.
So there's 3. So
There's
the
3
three
that we
are
would
kind
call
of like
staples.
yeah.
And it actually has been huge for the volunteers because they know then there's 3 here at least that they know, no matter what, when they come, are going to be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's made a big difference for everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Now the one that is deaf and blind. Which
Deaf and blind. Well,
Is that-
Sisu is blind.
Sisu.
We're pretty sure that Portobello is partially
Oh,
blind as
Portobello.
well.
I think yes.
But we have
Portobello,
a
I saw
deaf
on
and
you.
blind dog, Jeannie. She's in the house. I keep her in the main house simply because she is still figuring out. We had to have her eyes completely removed.
Mhm.
And she's still figuring out when she comes in here, what we would call mapping.
Mhm.
And when she bumps into some of the oldies, they grumble at her, but she can't hear it. So
Okay.
we're slowly integrating her into here. Yeah.
Okay.
But we have Betty here who's blind in one eye. And
Okay. This
Yep.
little one that keeps wanting to come up in my lap.
that's
is
Cat.
Cat.
Yes. She's got some spine and arthritis issues.
Okay. Her. She's a little wiry here.
Yes, she's like a Jack Russell.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rye, the little long-haired Chihuahua behind you, came to us. The one that's laying there.
Yeah.
The Chihuahuas always are the naughtiest. We call her Hole Punch because she came to us with such terrible dental disease that we had to take all of her teeth, but she only has one canine now. So we
Okay.
call her Hole Punch.
I see.
So yes, it's all different varying issues.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so.
And then we
Wow,
have the
it's amazing.
farm as well, which is the senior and hospice farm animals too.
Oh my gosh. So what do you have there?
We have hospice horses.
Oh.
We have a little mini pony that has Cushing's, horses with chronic arthritis. We have goats that have come to us from all different facilities.
Wow. So do you sort of care for them in the same way with the donations that
Exactly
it goes
the
for
same.
the whole
For
facility?
the whole facility. So that's why it's like the upkeep is difficult.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So how many other animals do you have that are
We
on-
have at least, we've got 3 hospice horses. We have 5 hospice goats, hospice pigs, 3 hospice pigs. So yeah.
Wow.
And people are like, are you going to get bigger? And I'm like, we're not taking in hospice giraffes.
Yeah.
No, I'm all set.
And tell me the chickens are no. I saw chickens. They're not on hospice, are they?
We do get old chickens. We get people that have had chickens that are no longer laying. They're seniors. They don't want, and we will take them. Oh yeah. Basically, if it's old and dying and bald and no teeth, it comes here. Yeah, that's what we do.
So Sunday I may have it up here. I don't
We
know.
tell people, look, there's pee pads. If you have to go to the bathroom, it's totally fine. We'll leave food down. Yeah. Yep. It's totally
That
fine.
is unbelievable. Wow. What a heart you have, really. I mean,
Yeah,
this is what
It's
just
worth it though. It's really worth it. I think for me, what I've always looked at is my dogs have literally put a roof over my head my whole career. This is my paying back to them. Like they've literally paid for my house and my business. So this is me giving them back what they need.
Mm.
Man,
Is that Portobello
That's
making some
Portobello.
noise?
she's bad.
It's just, well,
Was that good?
well, Helen, yeah, we'll wrap it up. But anything else that you feel
No,
want to add? I mean, I think
the more people get comfortable with senior and hospice dog adoption, the better. It's selfless work. It's difficult and hard on your part, but it's very worth it.
Yeah.
In the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, again, just amazing work you're doing.
Thank you.
I didn't know what I was getting into coming here. And, but again, I'm just impressed at how nice and quiet and,
and it
course-
doesn't smell and it's clean
No,
and they're happy. Oh yeah, I know.
It's a great,
People
it's a
think
great
15
place.
dogs and they have no idea.
Yeah. I know.
They
15
think that they're going to
dogs.
be walking into
like
chaos.
this. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
No,
not.
you're yeah doing a great job keeping up with them. And well, thank you again for all
Of
your
course.
time.
Thank you for
And
having
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. And remember, until next time, every person in every place has a story to tell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in to Grounded in Granite, where we celebrate the people, places, and stories that make New Hampshire home. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow Grounded in Granite on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram for behind-the-scenes clips, photos, and more. Subscribe to the Grounded in Granite YouTube channel to catch full video episodes. You can also find Grounded in Granite on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeart. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and stay grounded in granite.